Can you feel me telepathically speaking to you? I often wonder if, somehow, you can sense the energy I'm sending your way, the quiet, unspoken words that seem to echo between us no matter how far apart we are. Sometimes I close my eyes and imagine you hearing me, as if my thoughts can reach across the distance to touch you, whispering everything I've been too afraid to say out loud. Lately, I've found myself thinking about you constantly, even when I try not to. You've taken up residence in the back of my mind, a steady hum beneath the noise of everyday life. It's as though some invisible thread connects us, tugging at me whenever my thoughts drift. There's this instinctual pull I feel toward you, something deeper than logic or reason, like my heart and mind are caught in an endless loop that always circles back to you. Even when I try to focus on other things, somehow your name, your face, your voice appear like a memory that refuses to fade. I imagine a future with you, one so natural that it both comforts and terrifies me. It's not something I planned or intended, it just happens, like my soul recognizes something in you that it can't let go of. Every time I let my mind wander, it's you I see beside me, sharing quiet mornings, unplanned laughter, and the kind of stillness that only feels right when you're with someone who understands you without words. I can't explain why your presence lingers the way it does. It's as if your energy has imprinted itself onto my life, leaving traces that refuse to be erased. No matter how much I try to move forward, to focus on the present, I always feel you somewhere in the background, like a song playing softly in another room. You're always there, pulling me back, no matter how far I try to run. For the longest time I was afraid. Afraid that maybe we didn't share the same dreams, the same vision for what our lives could become. That fear kept me at a distance, holding back the parts of myself that wanted so badly to reach for you. I worried that opening my heart completely would only expose how different we were, and that those differences would tear us apart. I built walls, convinced they would protect both of us from heartbreak. What if loving you meant losing myself? What if giving you my heart meant watching it break when life inevitably led us down separate paths? It seemed safer to hold back, to guard my emotions with silence instead of honesty. But time has a way of unraveling the illusions we cling to. Over the months, I've realized how wrong I was to think that our differences were something to fear. They were never barriers, they were the bridges we needed to understand one another more deeply. Where I once saw potential conflict, I now see harmony. The ways we differ don't divide us, they complement us. You've always brought light to the places where I carried shadow, calm where I carried chaos, understanding where I carried confusion. Together, we create a balance that neither of us could fully find alone. We complete each other in subtle ways, filling in the empty spaces, steadying each other when the world feels uncertain. It's like we form two halves of a whole, not perfect, but perfectly aligned in the way we fit. When we're together, it feels as though the universe itself exhales, as if everything that once felt fragmented falls quietly into place. Looking back, I regret running from that. I regret not seeing sooner how extraordinary our connection truly is. I was so focused on protecting myself from potential pain that I didn't realize I was causing it by keeping my distance from you. Now, I feel the full weight of my actions, the silence I created, the distance I maintained, the confusion I caused. There's so much I want to explain. I want to tell you why I went quiet, why I pulled away, and why I pretended not to care when, deep down, every part of me was aching for you. The truth is, I wasn't running from you. I was running from myself, from my own fears, insecurities, and the parts of me that didn't yet know how to love fully. I let those fears cloud my judgment and convince me that detachment was safer than vulnerability. But all it did was make me miserable. You might think I've been happy without you, that I've managed to move on, or that I've emotionally detached myself. I know it may look that way from the outside. But nothing could be further from the truth. On the surface, I may appear calm, composed, even content, but inside, I am far from it. There's a hollowness that grows deeper with each passing day we spend apart, an emptiness that nothing else seems to fill. It's as if a vital part of me went missing, and I can't seem to function the same without it. That missing piece is you. I know I owe you an apology, a real one, from the depths of my heart. I treated you unfairly. I let my confusion and fear dictate my behavior, and in doing so, I broke your trust. I can only imagine how that must have felt for you, to be pushed away by someone who claimed to care, to be left wondering why my actions didn't match my words. I wish I could go back and undo the hurt I caused. If I could, I'd choose honesty over silence, vulnerability over pride, truth over fear. But time doesn't offer second chances in that way. All I can do now is tell you the truth and hope that someday you might find it in your heart to forgive me. Not being in touch with you has taken a toll on me in ways I never anticipated. There are nights I lie awake, replaying old memories and conversations, wishing I could step back into those moments just long enough to say what I couldn't before. The sleeplessness, the anxiety, the constant sense of unease, it all stems from knowing I let something so precious slip through my fingers. I've tried to tell myself that I could get over this, that with enough time and distance, the ache would fade. But it hasn't. It only grows stronger the longer we're apart. I don't want to lose you. Not now, not ever. The thought of living a lifetime without you feels unbearable. I'm tired of pretending that I can handle it, tired of convincing myself that I'm fine when I'm anything but. I'm tired of the games, of my own inconsistency, of the back and forth that must have left you confused and hurt. You didn't deserve that. You deserve honesty, stability, and love without hesitation. I want to be that for you. I want to be better. I'm done running. I'm done hiding behind my fears. My feelings for you are real, and they are strong, stronger than any excuse I've ever made to deny them. They've always been strong, even when I tried to bury them under logic or distraction. I think I always knew, deep down, that you were the one person who truly saw me for who I am. With you, I never had to pretend. I never had to hide the parts of myself that felt too messy or too complicated. You accepted me in ways I hadn't learned to accept myself yet, and that scared me because it felt like you could see right through me. But now, I realize that was never something to fear, it was something to cherish. If you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I promise I won't let you down again. I don't want to waste another moment being silent or distant. I want to fight for this, for us, with the kind of honesty and courage that I should have had from the start. Because the truth is, it was always you I was searching for. It was always your presence that felt like home. Now, standing here, I can see everything so clearly. It wasn't fate or circumstance that led to the distance between us, it was me. My fear. My hesitation. My inability to trust that something this real could last. I told myself I needed time to think, to find clarity, but all that time did was show me how much I lost by pushing you away. That realization hits harder than I ever could have imagined. I am the one responsible for the space that grew between us, and acknowledging that is both painful and humbling. Looking back, I can see how many moments I let slip away. Small opportunities to reach out, to apologize sooner, to show you that I cared. I let pride get in the way. I convinced myself that silence was strength when, in truth, it was fear dressed up as control. Every time I thought about reaching out, I hesitated, telling myself that maybe you were better off without me. But no matter how much I tried to rationalize it, that voice inside me kept whispering your name. I know now that running from love doesn't protect you from pain, it only guarantees it. There's something profoundly humbling about realizing how deeply you've hurt someone you love, not out of malice, but out of fear. I think I've spent so long guarding myself from loss that I forgot love is always a risk. It's vulnerability, exposure, and surrender all at once. And yes, it's terrifying, but it's also the most honest thing a person can feel. With you, I've learned that love isn't about perfection. It's about acceptance, the willingness to face our flaws and differences together instead of letting them pull us apart. Sometimes, when I'm alone, I replay the sound of your laughter in my head. It's one of those small, vivid memories that never fades. I remember how it used to fill a room, how it could shift my entire mood in an instant. I remember the comfort of your presence, the way our silences felt peaceful rather than awkward, how I could simply exist around you without needing to say a word. Those memories have become my anchors, reminders of what genuine connection feels like. And maybe that's why this distance hurts so much, because I know what we had wasn't ordinary. It was rare, and I took it for granted. I mistook fear for wisdom, hesitation for patience, and silence for safety. But love isn't something you can keep at arm's length. It demands honesty. It demands courage. And for too long, I let mine waver. If you were to ask me what I truly want now, I'd say this: I want a chance to rebuild, to earn back your trust one step at a time. I don't expect it to be easy, and I don't expect you to forget the past overnight. But I want to show you that I've learned from my mistakes, that I understand what I lost, and that I'm ready to do what it takes to make things right. You once told me that love wasn't just a feeling, it was a choice. Back then, I don't think I fully understood what you meant. But now, I do. Love isn't something that simply happens, it's something we choose every day, even when it's hard, even when it's uncertain. And I choose you. I choose to face my fears rather than let them dictate my heart. I choose to believe that what we had, and what we could still have, is worth every effort, every risk. So here I am, vulnerable and honest, no longer hiding behind what-ifs or maybes. I want to start over, not from the beginning, but from where we left off, with all the lessons learned and all the walls torn down. I want us to rebuild on honesty, understanding, and forgiveness. I want to rediscover the laughter, the calm, and the quiet knowing that we once shared. It's taken me a long time to admit this, but you changed me. You showed me what real connection feels like. And even though I ran from it, that truth never left me. Every experience since has only reminded me of what I lost, and what I still hope to find again in you. I know this letter, these words, might not erase the pain I caused. But I hope they reach you, not just in your mind, but in your heart. I hope you can feel the sincerity behind them, the ache of someone who finally understands the weight of his mistakes and the depth of his love. Because the truth is simple, even if it took me a long time to see it, you were never the problem. I was. And now, all I want is the chance to make things right, to finally be the person you believed I could be. If you still feel that invisible thread between us, if my energy somehow still reaches you, then maybe, just maybe, this is the beginning of a new chapter. Not perfect, but honest. Not certain, but true. Because it was always you. It has always been you. And it always will be.